Okay.
We'll see what happens.
I think we got a host on now.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey,
We're improving.
yeah, we're right on time.
Happy holidays to you again.
Yeah, happy holidays to you guys too. Thank you guys for showing up. I tell you, we didn't post anything because there was a lot of people traveling, a lot of things happening. But I said we're gonna jump on.
Yeah, I checked in first.
Okay. Oh man, I see Ernestine and Shirley and Deborah and Marilyn and Meredith. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Hello, this is Deborah. I'm staying muted because I'm in hot Atlanta, even though it's not hot.
Ooh, how long are you there?
Till the 4th.
Well, you know we're going to be doing scans on Thursday.
You're going to be doing what?
Scans in Atlanta on Thursday.
Oh, you know what? That's
Eric Griff is in town with me.
What time are you guys going to be there, Melissa? I might fly in.
So we'll be there. We're going to leave I think the flight leaves at 6 in the morning. We get in maybe like 9. And so we're going to do everything at the hotel from 11 to like 8 o'clock. And then we fly back out that night. So we're in the whole day. We'll be at the hotel doing scans. We're going to do some presentations. I can send you guys the schedule because people are booking scans. So if you have people that you want to book a scan, we're bringing 2 scans. So we can every 30 minutes. And
okay, all right.
Get a lot of people in.
You want me to send you a reminder?
Oh, you know what? I can send it right now.
Okay, all right.
You're right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.
I'm sorry. I was trying to talk to one of my customers. I got 3 people that were planning to join today. So are we going to have the session this evening?
Yeah, they can join us because I don't know that Eric is going to be able to get on, but we're going to go through the challenge so they can at least see the new products that are coming. So definitely have him come on, and I'm sure he'll get on at some point to go through the 21-day program that launches on January the 2nd. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I will. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. We'll have probably a quicker call today, which would be cool, probably about 30 minutes. We're going to start in about a minute, I guess. We'll see if our guests get on. But hey, just excited. Hopefully you all had a great Thanksgiving. I'm going to, I guess, put my camera on in a second. I'm going to send you guys this email first. Let me find my email. Let's see.
Melissa, could you send it to me too? This is my Mitchell of the Atlanta information.
Oh, I will. And guess what? Elizabeth has already booked too. So she's.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
I have a few other relatives there that I want to. Yeah.
Nice. That's great. Yes, take advantage of this, guys. So I got Ma, I got Ernestine, and Deborah. You guys all want copied into this. Let me send this right now.
James and I started our 21-day today with Dr. Prince.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Congratulations, my Mitchell. That's amazing.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to start December. I just have to get my 21 days in order.
Now, guys, I don't know the name of the hotel, but I know it's near the Perimeter Mall. I'll send that later, but at least you can ask them if they're familiar with the Perimeter Mall. And it's, I think it's called the Le Meridian. It used to be the W Hotel. So I'm going to send you guys that right now. So now you guys have that.
Oh, Perimeter Mall, that's maybe 10, 15 minutes from where my daughter is.
Oh, wonderful. That's going to work out perfect.
It sure is.
Yes. It's a really nice hotel. So it's really, really beautiful. I think they remodeled it recently. Hey, we have some more people that have joined us. So, hey, guys, I thank y'all for jumping on. We didn't post anything on Facebook today. A lot of moving parts happening, but we knew that people that wanted to get the information would find a way to show up. So we thank each and every one of you for showing up. And we got Phyllis on the line. Phyllis is completing her 21 days in the next couple of days. So while we're going to kick this off by sharing some information, Phyllis, why don't you just tell them what's been going on with you, superstar? You're muted out. I can't hear you.
Louis just said, as I was standing at the counter, he said, "Wow, you are slim." And I have to say so myself, guys. I am so slim.
Woo, so, look at you! Look at
wow.
you, girl.
Yes. Beautiful. And so my waist, I measured my waist and my hips. I have not been this small in the waist and hips since possibly my very early 30s. I mean, not 30s, 40s. And so I feel good. My hair is thickening. My skin is glowing. I'm alert. Lewis is the same way. I don't know what total pounds, but I'm definitely no inches. I know that I have not been hungry. Now, do I want some things? Yes. Yeah, I mean, if you know me, you know I love to eat. But for me to say craving, no cravings. For me to be hungry, no hunger. And what I'm doing is I don't even, eating raw food fills you up so much faster. I mean, I can't believe what I'm eating and being full and going a full day. So guys, I'm glad all of you, most of you on the line have been on the bitters challenge. I didn't do that 100%, but I did do it. Then went into the flat belly challenge, but all of that got me ready for this because I don't think I could have just zeroed and did this. But I got one more day. Lewis was like, I think we go to Tuesday. I counted them days. No, tomorrow is it. It's done. But even with that, I want some salmon and I want some stir-fried vegetables. I want some hot food. That's what I desire. Eating raw is good, it's fulfilling, but I want some heat on my food.
Now, what about the dehydration process? I wonder, because I want to go to.
So I haven't done that. You know, I haven't done that, and I have everything here to do it. But so many other things we trying to do. We trying to do the biggest quarter of the whole entire year for us. I'm helping my sister, so it's just a lot of moving parts. But I am definitely, this is a way of life. Lewis was up. What was that, Lou? Saturday night doing the no. I can't, Thursday or Wednesday night, he was doing our last juicing. So we're going to have more juice other than tomorrow, but I can easily do this 2-3 times a week. So that will not go to waste. We will use it. But the dehydrating of the fruits and the different snacks and stuff, I would definitely be doing that.
That is so awesome. Well, that's exciting, guys. And that's so much encouragement for those of you who are eager to go on this 21 days of really healing and restoration, because that's what it's about. We can't.
I even went and got my labs done. My doctor had given me a prescription, and I got to talk to you about that, Melissa. But I went and got my labs done because I really wanted to know. So I went Friday and got lab tests, and Saturday they were in there. All my numbers are good. My blood pressure has not been like this again since my late 30s, early 40s. So I'm excited. Y'all, it's just so much to look forward to. Lewis feels good. He's looking good. So we're excited.
Well, Lou,
I'm glad I had a partner too.
Oh my God. Well, Lou, I'm sure Neil's going to be calling you whenever he's ready to do his, because he's going to need some encouragement.
Yes.
To the next.
Well, Lewis would be great for him.
That'd be awesome. Good. Well, we are filling up, guys. This is exciting. Happy holidays. Thank you guys for joining. I know we wanted to get something out on Facebook. We didn't have a chance to do that, but thankfully you guys have put your reminders on. So we have a lot of great people that have shown up. It looks like we have some guests too. I'm not sure if Dr. Prince is going to be able to join us or not, so we will potentially have him at the end, but either way, the show goes on because we have some great information to share. In fact, you guys get in on a little secret because we're going to actually have the opportunity for those of you who want to go with us on this 21-day journey of healing and of restoration. You're going to have a chance to be one of the first, outside of those who were a part of the early scanning, to actually purchase your product on your own website and now make your commission. So that's exciting. We have 1,000 packs, but most of those are going to be reserved for January the 2nd. There's going to be 100. So the first 100 people on Cyber Monday that go online to get theirs, we have a whole promo that's going out. You're going to actually be able to get your commissions on it, get your pack, get some customers on it. And so be the first 100. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. And so we'll give you more details on that. And so let me go ahead and get my computer and my screen sharing going real quick. So one moment, and we're going to get this party started. But thank you guys. And I went ahead and put on our Flat Belly Lifestyle that we do have a call happening right now. So I'm sure there will be more people joining us as we speak. So let's go ahead and get this started. One moment. There we go. Okay, get it in presenters mode. There we go. Well, hello, and good evening. I want to welcome everyone. Super excited about tonight's presentation. We're going to give you just more information about what we're doing with our Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0. Super exciting because this is where we really take it to the next level. Many of you have been a part of our journey. You know, we did the bitters challenge, then we did the gummy challenge, and we've helped people lose literally collectively thousands of pounds, okay? It's always exciting to see people lose weight and take their health to the next level. Well, this next phase is truly next level because now we're talking about not just weight loss, but really a full body detox where we can take our health to that next level. And I know each and every one of you are ready to come with us to the next level because here we are a few days after Thanksgiving. I know some of you are still with family and friends and you have showed up, okay? You showed up today, you know, on this webinar because you want to take your life to the next level. So welcome, welcome, a special welcome to all of our guests. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in. And so the question that I want to ask each and every one of you, what are the 2 things that everyone in the world is consumed with multiple times a day? I want you to think about that for a second. What is it we're constantly thinking of? In fact, Phyllis, you kind of talked about that early on, you know, even though you're full, but sometimes we still have cravings, right? We have our mindset that wants those foods that are so familiar because that's what we love. We love to do what? We love to eat. We love to drink, especially around holiday time. I don't even know how you did it, Phyllis, through Thanksgiving, okay? I do not know how you did it, but you did it. But it shows you that we know that food and drinks are on everybody's mind. And if you are one of those people who you love to eat, you're not alone, okay? Most of the people on this webinar are foodies, okay? And so hunger and thirst, you know, it's what consumes us. In fact, when you think about our hunger and our thirst, it is the story of our survival. In fact, in the United States alone, when we think about all the money we're spending, eating, drinking, and supplements, we're talking about $2.5 trillion spent annually. But then we turn around and spend $2.5 trillion on our healthcare. In fact, many people now refer it to sick care. And in fact, Dr. Eric always says it's really a situation where all they're doing is managing what? Crisis, okay? And so when we think about the big 4, these are what we suffer from the most. And here in the United States, it's heart disease, it's cancer, it's diabetes, it's obesity. But then when you think about how many people actually die from chronic diseases, you look at the fact that heart disease and cancer are almost equal as it relates to the number of annual deaths. But as it relates to who's suffering, it's over 80 million people with heart disease, just under 20 million people with cancer, but yet they're dying at the same rates. And so we want to do what we can to really fortify ourselves and put our situation in a place where our health is a priority, okay? In fact, this is what we're focused on right now, putting our health, you know, back, okay? And so we know that belly fat increases our risk factor for virtually every disease. In fact, when you think about Alzheimer's, when you think about dementia, when you think about cancer, you know, all of that is attributed also to the types of foods we're eating and if our body's actually releasing those foods. And as we start to accumulate foods, you know, those toxic levels build up. And that's why belly fat really contributes to so many chronic diseases. When we think about women here in the United States and we compare women in the US to women in Kenya, do you know that we're 20 times more likely to develop cancer, breast cancer specifically, than women in Kenya? And when we think about pain, I mean, so many people we know, I mean, they suffer from debilitating pain. I mean, every day, you know, when I think about my mom, my grandfather, even my grandmother who passed, you know, just dealing with pain on a daily basis. And so we also have a solution for that as well to help really reduce those high levels of inflammation that's causing that chronic pain. But if we look at the fact that here in the United States, we're considered one of the wealthiest countries in the world, but do you know that we rank 37th as it relates to life expectancy? And so we want to look at how we can change that. And so we know that foods that heal, you know, equal very low profit margins. And so big business, you know, they're really not into making low profits. And so what do? They focus on processed foods, right? Processed foods that literally, you know, equate to poor health, but they equal high profit margins. And so our poor health is big business here in this country. And so we've identified the problem. And anytime you have a problem, you know, what is our goal? It's to look for a solution. And so we actually have brought to, you know, the world a solution. And the original Flat Belly ebook really targeted, you know, very specific things. You know, we talked about gut health and the importance of the microbiome. You know, many people heard the word microbiome for the first time. You know, we have trillions, you know, of cells, right? And we have trillions of even parasites and bacteria and microbes that live within us. And the quality of those microbes determine sometimes the state of our health. And so we focused on how do we restore that gut health. We also focused on the most dangerous lectins. When you think about a lectin is a form of protein, and it's in virtually every food, right? There's some type of lectin in most foods, but many of those lectins actually work to our good, okay? Because in nature, you notice things work in balance. So we need a little bit of good with the bad to keep our body balanced. And so lectins are anti-nutrients, okay? So they're the opposite of really what provides health and vitality. But in a little amount, and depending on your blood type, certain lectins might be beneficial for you as it relates to even preventing disease. But there are certain lectins that actually contribute to disease. And so we focused on those lectins that were the most problematic. When you think about, you know, eggplant, when you think about even your tomatoes, a lot of people don't equate that to food that could be problematic, but we know that when you're looking at lectins, those are foods that actually have a lot of lectins. And for many of our blood types, it just doesn't work for us. And so what were the results of just focusing on those items first? Our results were we witnessed people shed pounds, okay? We witnessed people, you know, get healthier, okay? In fact, Tamika, we're so proud of her because she was our #1 finisher. She completed 2 challenges. In this last challenge, just under 30 pounds, but a combined, I believe, 47 pounds, which was so exciting. In fact, we had Gia Bankhead. You know, this is one of our leaders, actually. Tamika was a customer, but Gia is one of our distributors. She lost over 15 pounds, and she finished, I believe that was 3rd runner-up. And then we had Mary Graham, who finished in 2nd place, and she also lost just over 15 pounds. And just look at her dramatic transformation. I mean, her belly fat just melted away. I mean, we all were so impressed by those results. And so with our 2.0, we really wanted to focus on plant-based, okay? Going plant-based for our blood type so that we can take our health to that next level, because we know that when we're dealing with disease, when we're dealing with illness and sickness, we cannot cure or heal a living body with all this fake processed cooked food. And so by getting live, raw food, we're able to maximize those enzymes, maximize the nutrition, and it actually equates to a higher quality of life and more healing. And so don't worry, you know, we're not gonna eat raw for the rest of your life. It's a 21-day program that really is designed for you to optimize your health. But also for those of you who might not want to go raw, perhaps you want to do some cooked food. We actually broke this down into 3 phases. So don't worry, we have something for everyone. So we don't want to scare you off with the thought of having, you know, to eat your raw vegetables and fruit for 21 days. But we're going to have some people come up and just share some examples that they did that and what was the result of that. So Phyllis, I'm going to bring you up in a moment because I want you to share with some of the guests that might have just joined us, you know, after doing this for 21 days. You know, just kind of share, you know, how was your experience? And what people don't realize, it's usually hardest those first few days, right? That's the hardest. And then sometimes throughout the challenge, you might get another day that's challenging. But overall, you're going to find those cravings are going to dramatically go away. And so here's the next question, because oftentimes, you know, we can do things right. But have you ever met someone who appeared to do everything right, but they still suffered from some type of chronic disease or died prematurely? We've all heard, you know, the story of that 40-year-old, you know, maybe the 50-year-old, you know, they were at the gym 3 times a week, eating healthy foods, and they die of a heart attack, right? And so what we've learned, in order for us to increase our health and vitality, there's some very important critical facts that you must understand. It's not just what you're eating, but it's what's eating you. Last week, we really dived heavily into emotions and the impact of our emotions on our health. And for many of us, it was so eye-opening just to understand a state of negative emotions and how that can manifest as disease. We also now focus on blood type, you know, because your blood type is going to be critical to understanding how you process stress, what type of foods are best for you. We also talked about exercise and we talked about diet. And so those are the 4 areas that we focus on during this next phase. And so I've already covered, the role of emotions. In fact, if you want to see the full video on this, I encourage everyone to go watch this. It is just so powerful. In fact, we recorded it, and I know it's on Facebook. So it's inside of our group page. So go back and watch that video. Meditation and exercise are very critical. We've got to move. In fact, because so many people became sedentary during the pandemic, they said that's actually the new form of smoking. Do you know that when you don't have an active lifestyle, you start developing and manifesting some of the same diseases as someone who actually smokes? And so we want to make sure that we move. We focus on meditation, which calms the body down in order for us to take it to that next level. And then our blood type. I know for many of us, this was an eye-opener to understand that just because you're eating the same diet as someone else, it doesn't mean you're going to get the same results. It's very critical, more than ever, that you understand and your blood type. And so I know many of you have already been on this program with us. Most of you I know have already had your blood type done. But I know if you're joining us for the first time, chances are you've never, ever known your blood type. We find that less than 30% of people actually know their blood type. And so what I want you to do real quick, just to show support of those who might be on this journey, learning for the first time, let them know what blood type you are. Are you an A? Are you an O? In fact, O's represents if you're African American, 49% of African Americans are type O. And then we have our A's next. And then we have B's. Type B's are actually very rare, just 9%. And then ABs are less than 5%. So just share with the guests, let them know so they can know that, hey, this crowd, you have been on these seminars and these Zooms. So you're learning, right? We're going to the next level together. And if you haven't yet had a chance to get your blood test done, okay, to know your blood type, you have a chance to come see us on Tuesdays in Chicago. It's normally Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this Thursday, we're in Atlanta. So if you're in Atlanta, we want you to come see us. We're going to be right near the Perimeter Mall at a hotel. It used to be the W. I believe it's now called the Le Meridian, but there will be a flyer that we post soon regarding our visit to Atlanta. But again, make sure you know your blood type. But it's not just enough for you to know your blood type. You want to help your kids know their blood type, right? You want your mom to know her blood type, okay? And then more than ever, when you learn why, we're going to share with you why this is so critical to know your blood type. So inflammation, let's talk about that for a second, because we know that inflammation, it is a silent killer, okay? And when we think about what is inflammation, it's that fire within. Anytime you go and you get a test done, they notice areas that are red in the body, right? Then there may be some areas that are yellow. There's some areas that are blue, and there's some areas that are green. And so when you have a high amount of inflammation in your body, it leads to chronic disease. In fact, what we're super excited about is with this scan, it takes just a matter of seconds, literally. It's a matter of seconds. And then in a few minutes, it actually delivers your results. And so it's non-invasive. You're going to actually just take your hand and you're going to hold a device for a few seconds. And after doing that, it's going to actually be able to quickly tell you, what areas are abnormal, what areas are normal, which is important. We hope all of our areas are normal, right? Then you might have some areas that are slightly abnormal, some areas that are moderately abnormal, and then you might have some areas that are severely abnormal. And when we look at this, it's almost as if, when we think about, a stoplight, right? You think about the green, you think about the yellow and the red. And so that yellow is that strong warning, okay? It's that strong warning that you need to slow down, okay? And then when that red is there, it's that red flag that, hey, listen, the house is on fire. We've got to address our health. We've got to address our nutrients. And isn't it exciting that we can learn these things, at an early stage? See, in medicine, most of the time when you learn this, it's already when chronic disease has already developed. What we're trying to do is help you prevent and avoid chronic disease by understanding your numbers and keeping score. And so our plant-based for your blood type program, it's designed, with nutrition in mind, but we know that most of us are foodies. We love to eat. So don't worry, there are some delicious meals. And so tonight I'm going to have a chance to go over just a sneak preview. We have a brand new cookbook that launches on January the 2nd when this awesome program launches to the world. Right now, you're kind of in early. You know, you've been invited to the table because someone really thinks highly of you. They care so much about you that they want you to know before this goes to the masses exactly what we're doing. And so with that being said, we're going to go through some of the delicious recipes that our awesome chefs have put together, you know, again, with your health in mind, because it's all about health and nutrition. And don't worry, there are some good meals too, okay? Now, this is not a part of the raw part, but when you go on the plant-based, there are some delicious vegan cheeses, and we can even have Ezekiel bread, okay? So I was super excited about that because I love me a good grilled cheese sandwich, and knowing that, hey, I can have a vegan grilled cheese, it just warmed my heart, okay? Some exciting things like avocado toast. You're gonna notice that we just load up the greens. It's really about putting more nutrients inside of your plate, okay? More nutrients. When you think about the average plate, most people have way too much meat. We're consuming way too many animals, okay? And so we've got to consume more greens, okay? More fruit, more vegetables. We have to make sure our plate is loaded with nutrients. And for those of you who love, you know, the starchy foods, maybe you're a rice lover, you're a lover of beans. Well, not all beans work for every blood type, okay? In fact, if you're a type B blood, you know, there are certain beans that you might be eating on a regular, like black beans and pinto beans, that are actually toxic for your blood, okay? And so in the book, it's gonna go through and show you, you know, what type of foods work better for your blood type. But if you're a type A, if you're a type O, guess what? You can do some black beans, right? And so you have to understand what works well for you. And what's great about the cookbook, it actually has a little area in it where it's gonna let you know which blood types this recipe works best for, okay? And so again, just a lot of refreshing meals. We're adding more raw dishes because we do know that we can't heal a living body if we're just eating, you know, cooked, processed food. We have to give our body life force energy. And we do that through highly nutritious food that's not cooked. And so it's important that we have an adequate amount of raw food in our diet. You know, we get those greens. In fact, collard greens, they're one of the vegetables that are great for every blood type. So grandmother was right when she was making those collard greens every Thanksgiving. And in fact, for those of you who did just enjoy Thanksgiving, even though we're focused on really eliminating the animals and all the dairy products, just know that turkey is one of the meats that's actually neutral for all blood types, okay? That means it doesn't cause your body to react to it as if it's a toxin, but we do know that it's always great to limit our animal consumption, but at least to know that turkey is our friend. We know that Thanksgiving, hey, it's actually a meal that we can come together, we can break bread, and for those who love their turkey, guess what? It's not the worst food, okay, to have for your family. And then of course, we're gonna talk about juicing and, you know, things like cranberries, things like cherry juice. You know, I never had drank cherry juice until I started on this program. But cherry juice is actually very beneficial for all blood types, okay? And so cherries are just a great, great food. There's a lot of things that are really good. Beets, right? And beet roots are really good for every blood type. And so we really wanted to bring in food and juices that really work for everyone. And what's also great for those of you who do go through the raw portion, you're gonna actually be allowed to eat fruit and vegetables that might not be the most ideal for your blood type, but because you're eliminating your meat and your dairy, you're gonna still find, even if, let's say, you're a type O, and a type O should eat what? Avocado, right? But during the detox, you're actually gonna be allowed to have some avocado. And so what's great about the program, they really lay out exactly what your groceries are, you know, what it should look like. In fact, you know, what I was so impressed with Dr. Eric and Sharon is they tell you how many pounds of this, you know, how many stalks of celery, right? So you're gonna know exactly what you need to go buy, and all the recipes are laid out for you. There's some delicious ways that we can utilize mushrooms and make mushroom soup. And there are several mushrooms that are neutral for all blood types. And so we're gonna have a chance for you to look at all those great recipes. And for those of you, again, who like those savory dishes, maybe you like those warm dishes, we have something for you too. But again, that's depending on what phase you're in. If you're in the raw phase, there's no cooked food, okay? But even in the raw phase, we have a taco recipe. In fact, Sharon developed this amazing taco recipe that you can have even when you're in the 21-day raw detox. Now, if you're in the plant-based program where you're just eating more plants, then you can have things like maybe a cassava taco shell, okay, or an almond flour taco shell, depending on your blood type, and saute your mushrooms and saute your asparagus. You're going to find that this lifestyle is truly, truly delicious. And it's something that you can absolutely do, especially for 21 days. And I believe that once you do it for 21 days, you're going to be so motivated, okay, to continue because of all the health and the vitality that comes back. You know, I know a lot of people love to eat foods that are familiar, you know, grabbing a quick taco, you know, those are just things that are familiar. And it's just about reinventing things, right? So if you love a taco, there's ways that you can have sour cream without dairy. There's a lot of sour cream on the marketplace made with almonds, right? Made with nuts. And so you're also going to find that you can actually reimagine your taco by having something in it other than just, you know, the typical meat that you're used to, whether you're sauteing some bell peppers, depending on your blood type, right? Whether you're sauteing some onions and mushroom. I mean, there's a lot of delicious ways that you can absolutely enjoy these dishes. But one of the things that I'm learning is really being intentional with all the green vegetables and all the good for you vegetables. Broccoli is a good for you vegetable that's good for every blood type, okay? I mean, it's so beneficial for every blood type. Kale, it's another one that's beneficial for every blood type. So when you start learning that there are certain foods that in nature benefit all of our family members, right? What we want to start doing is when you're making these meals, make these meals with love, okay? Bring that broccoli, okay? Bring that kale, bring those onions, things that we know that are neutral are highly beneficial for every single blood type. And I'm a smoothie person. You know, I love to get up in the morning sometimes and have my smoothie. You know, we also advise not to do a lot of frozen. And so what I tend to do is I love to buy frozen berries because of the fact that they waste in my household if I don't freeze them. But what you should do, and what I've been doing, is leaving them in the refrigerator the night before I make my smoothie. So that way, let's say you're having a morning smoothie, you're not shocking the system with something frozen. We know that our digestive system works better when something's at room temperature. And so we have a lot of great smoothie recipes. Now, because I am a type A blood, I cannot have bananas in my smoothie, okay? Now, during the raw detox, I can eat a little bit of banana, but normally what I do as a type A, I replace my banana with an avocado. So don't worry, regardless of what your blood type is, we're gonna give you the recipe that's ideal for you. And so for me, this is more of my ideal smoothie, you know, using those berries and using the avocado, getting that healthy fat. And you're gonna learn all of this, okay? And so much more. You know, one of the other things that I learned is that when you stop eating so much animal meat, or when you reduce it, or when you eliminate it, what tends to happen is our B vitamins, we tend to get a lot of B vitamins because our animals are eating what? Certain things in nature that are giving them a high amount of B vitamins, okay? It's not that the meat just has B vitamins, it's through their diet. So we can eat a variety of food and get enough B vitamins, but most of us just don't eat a big enough variety, okay? And so what we have to do is supplement with something called nutritional yeast. If you look at nutritional yeast, it's super high in B vitamins. And so you can sprinkle that, and what I love about it, it actually even tastes a little bit like cheese, okay? So if you're a cheesy person, right, and you want cheese on everything, okay, then grab some nutritional yeast and you can sprinkle that on your tacos, you can sprinkle that on your salads, and it's gonna really give you those B vitamins that so many people are deficient. In fact, a lot of vegans, when they go vegan, when they don't understand nutrition and its role and how to eat properly, they go vitamin deficient in B's, okay? And so we wanna make sure that you understand this up front so that you when you go through this detox and you actually come out with no deficiencies, right? You restore everything and you're at the highest level of health all the way around. And so we wanted to also put together some items for those of you who love sweets, okay? And so there's so many ways you can use yogurt. I know we have like coconut yogurt recipes and coconut ice cream. And so there's so many yummy dishes where you can top it with some fruit and really make it just, you know, pop, okay? To bring that flavor that we know that our family craves, okay? I know my husband, he's a foodie too. He loves flavor, okay? So everything I make, I try to bring some type of flavor into that dish. And again, look at this. You know, if you love chocolate, guess what? Chocolate is actually, you know, one of those superfoods, okay? It's high in antioxidants. It has magnesium, okay? But the difference is we can't go out and eat that milk chocolate, right? We have to have dark chocolate that's at least 70% or higher in cacao, okay? When we have it at that high level, it's full of nutrients, and we can utilize that with our monk fruit so that we can make, it into a sweet dish that tastes delicious, but there's no sugar because we're putting something like monk fruit in it. Or if your blood type can handle stevia, you can use stevia. And for some of us, we can use agave, right? So there's so many options for you to create those sweet dishes that I know so many people love. And so here's the key, guys. Understanding the factors of how food, plays a role, in our health, how certain foods react to our blood type, that's really the key to our survival. When you think about so many people are dying prematurely, when you think about the last year and a half with COVID, I mean, how many people we lost due to chronic, issues and battling with COVID. And so we want to make sure that we're not the statistics, right? We want to make sure that we understand these factors, okay? Because when we eat and drink, anything, your body's going to react to that. And it's going to react to that food as either a friend of the body or either an enemy of the body. I want you to think about that for a second. When you take your blood test to learn your blood type, what you're going to notice, unless you're O negative, every blood type is going to release these antigens. Well, every time you actually eat something that your body is recognizing as some type of enemy, it's going to work to attack something that it shouldn't be attacking. So can you imagine if we're spending decades of our life in this hyper state of overly reacting to everything that happens when something like COVID comes along, it wipes us out because our body overreacts to that too. And so we want to keep our body in a calm state so it's not overreacting to anything, so that our body can properly do what it's supposed to do. And that's defend us from these germs and microbes, okay? And we also understand that one man's food can be another man's poison, okay? And so we've got to be very aware of this and very careful of even what foods we introduce to our children so we can set them up on the right path, okay? And so in looking at blood types, we know that there are 4 different types of blood types. I know the majority of African Americans are O positive or O positive or O negative, so 49%, and most of them are O positive. O negative is a very rare blood type, okay? A positive or negative, that represents about 24% of African Americans. B is about 9%, and then the rest are our ABs. ABs are very rare, and we actually talked and discussed ABs last week, so hopefully you are on that if you're an AB so that you can learn what you're supposed to eat. And so what happens is when you eat food, okay, when you eat food, there's a chemical reaction that's occurring between the food and your blood. And so food contains a type of protein that we talked about earlier called lectins. See, lectins are these anti-nutrients, and they have certain properties that are going to interact and affect your blood, either negatively or positively, okay? And here's the danger of these incompatible lectins, okay? When you eat a food containing protein lectins that are incompatible with your blood type antigen, the lectins target an organ or bodily system. So it's going to target our kidneys, our liver, our brain, our stomach. And do you know that it's going to actually start to create a reaction that actually is increasing our levels of inflammation, right? It's causing our body to overreact, to be in this hyper state unnecessarily. And so these foreign invaders, they start to settle, they start to clump together. And so once all this happens, it's like a chain reaction, okay? Because the immune system starts to target them as if they're foreign invaders. So your immune system thinks it's under attack. And all you're doing, if you're a type B, you just ate a piece of chicken. You're thinking, I ate a piece of chicken, it's pasture raised. What did this chicken do to me? Not knowing below the cells, our body is reacting in this vicious way. And so we have to really know this so that we can move to the other side of health, okay? We can even get a test done where it measures all the lectins that are actually in our system. So we all have lectins floating throughout our system and throughout our cells, okay? But these lectins, when we're not eating the ones for our blood type, it can create a violent level of inflammation, right? And that creates now irritable bowel syndrome, cirrhosis of the liver. It can even block the flow of blood through the kidneys. And what's interesting, hopefully Eric has gotten on too, because he can share with you some of the results that we're seeing with these scans. Where kidneys are under attack right now. We're seeing so much fatty liver, but it's because we're eating an overabundance of lectins that are just not designed for our specific blood. I know everyone on this line has a desire to live the best possible life, right? I mean, we want our families to live the best possible life. We want our grandkids to live the best type of life. And here's the thing, guys, we didn't know this when we were 10 years old or 15 years old. So we spent our life, struggling, wondering why we're dealing with arthritis. Why are we dealing with anxiety? Why are we dealing with heart disease, diabetes? No one told us how food can interact with our blood, and that can make a dramatic difference. But aren't we so thankful, okay, that this knowledge is now available, and we can now stop and break those generational curses knowing what we know. Because think about it. It's not about who your mom is or who your kids are. See, I'm a type A, but my mom is a type O. My son is a type O. If you look at our diets, they really are a lot different. Like a type O should eat high protein, right? They should eat low carbs. They should really avoid dairy. Where I'm a type A, and I should be eating grains, right? I should be eating, lots of grains and the fruit and vegetables. I should eat lower protein. I should really avoid most of the animals. In fact, I should avoid crab and shrimp. And so think about it. There's a type O person living with a type A person. You guys are eating the exact same diet. One person is thriving and the other person is getting sicker and sicker and sicker, right? So if we want to live the best possible life, we've got to understand how food reacts to our body. And when we think about chronological age, see, chronological age is the number of years you've been alive on this earth, okay? But your biological age is based on a number of factors: your diet, your lifestyle, exercise, chromosomes. In fact, when we make dietary changes and adopt, these simple changes, okay, improving our sleep schedules, taking probiotics, exercising, see, all of these can reverse, right, our biological age by 3 years, okay, in just 8 weeks. I mean, isn't that amazing? And that's why this is beyond a detox. We call it our age reversal detox, okay, because we can all reverse our biological age, right? I mean, I'm just amazed, right, at how quickly we're already seeing that. And so with that being said, what I want to do real quick, we're going to just highlight a few more points, and then hopefully we're going to have a chance to hear from our expert and a few testimonials as well. And so the last few points that I want to highlight is the fact that this is going to be done in 3 phases, okay? Phase 1, that's for those of you who are just new to this. Perhaps, the thought of going on a raw fruit and vegetable diet for 21 days kind of scares you. You want to get your toe in. We call that phase 1. We want you to focus on plants, right? But there are still some healthier, we can't say healthy, but some better options for you when it comes to animal consumption. And we're going to put those out there as a guideline, okay? And so that's phase 1. Phase 2 is for the person who says, hey, listen, I'm willing to go plant-based, but I want to cook my plants. I don't want to spend my whole 21 days eating, raw fruits and vegetables. And so if that's you, if you're not ready to join us at that level, you're what we call our phase 2. But phase 3, right? That's that person that's just sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're ready to take your health. You're ready to take your life to the next level. You might already be battling some issues right now, and you want some answers, okay? You want to really see, the power and how quickly food can help to really, heal some of the things that you're dealing with. And we can't say heal, but we can say reverse, okay? It can help reverse a lot of those chronic conditions that we're dealing with. And so if you're ready to go all in, if you're ready to go all in, you're going to join us on phase 3. And for every single phase, guess what? We have a meal plan and grocery guide for you, and our cookbook that launches on January the 2nd. But until then, don't worry, our coaches are excellent. They're going to give you everything we need. So what I'm going to do real quick, we're going to jump into the grocery list so that you can just take a sneak preview and see what is it we're actually eating, okay? And so again, we ask that you commit for 21 days in the month of December. And then for those of you who really want to go to the next level with us, come back on January the 2nd, and together we're going to do a raw intensive cleanse where you're going to have daily coaching and everything you need to do to really support going on something like this for 21 days. So let's take a quick peek, okay? So if you take a quick look at the grocery list, it's going to break everything down in 3 phases, okay? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. It's also going to break down everything according to blood type. So whatever blood type you are, you can look at this grocery list and you can see exactly what you need to do. And then it's going to give you all the protein. And on this grocery list, if you're, let's say, a type B and you should avoid chicken, it's going to tell you, if you're type B, avoid chicken. If you're a type A and you should avoid, and B also should avoid a lot of the seafood as far as shrimp, crab, and lobster. Both the B and the AB should avoid that, okay? Only O's technically tolerate them better than most. It still doesn't mean that O should eat them, but it just means you tolerate it better than other blood types. But also too, there's a lot of healthy fish options for most blood types. So for whether it's salmon, whether it's cod, whether it's red snapper, there's a lot of fish that's available for type A's, type B's, type ABs that you're gonna love, okay? So just go through the list, find your favorite foods. Hopefully those favorite foods work well for your blood type. If they don't, you know, Dr. Eric will talk to you about moderation. It doesn't mean you never can eat an avocado again, okay? It just means now that you know, just do better, right? If you know that you're a type B, you don't want to wake up eating chicken every single day, right? Knowing it's toxic for your blood. So there's a way that you can learn to just move your life in moderation. And so we break down all your vegetables, we break down the resistant starches, we break down all the grains. And if it's in black with no red beside it, it means that it's neutral for every blood type. And that's a good thing. So when you're preparing those family meals, like I talked about with Thanksgiving, how turkey is neutral, collard greens are neutral. So you prepare those neutral dishes, and then you can do other ones as well. So that way you can have a balanced meal. And so it goes through miscellaneous, it goes through your oils, it goes through your nuts, it goes through even snacks, okay? So we wanna help carry you through this A to Z so that you can take this right to your grocery store. You can stock up on all the things that are good for your blood type. And here's the good news. For those of you who are on the line and you have not yet tested your blood type, then just eat the food that's in black with no red beside it, okay? Because that means it's neutral for everyone. So you can at least navigate and get through this until you get your blood tested. And so then it gives you some rules for those of you who do decide that you're gonna stay in phase 1 and you're gonna eat animals as well as dairy. It just breaks down the rules so that you can navigate that in a better way. And so with that said, I'm gonna give you Dr. Eric's top 5 picks, you know, for maximum health. Number 1 is raw food for maximum healing. Number 2 is steamed vegetables. Number 3 is raw nutritional juices. Number 4 is non-GMO and organic. And number 5 is plant-based meats. And so you might want to take a screenshot of that because that's kind of the secret formula to really making this program work and really getting the maximum benefits from the program. And so with that being said, I know right now we have our Black Friday and Cyber Monday specials. You know, we've had this particular pack, which is our flat belly bundle. It's been on sale since Black Friday. In fact, not only is it already at a reduced price of $149, but you're taking 25% off. It brings it down to $112. You're getting 2 of our flat belly coffees. You're getting 2 of our flat belly gummies, and you're getting 1 of our flat belly bitter. But I also announced something very special. But before we go through that, I want to see real quick if Dr. Eric has joined us on the line so that he can just break this down and just give you a little bit more details, but also let you know what's happening with our phenomenal new 21-day Age Reversal Detox that we are launching for all of you this week. It's going to be available to the first 100, and then we have 900 more that will be available on January the 2nd. So let's see if Dr. Eric has made it on so we can go ahead and talk a little bit more about what, and I don't think he has today. Dr. Eric, if you're on, just unmute yourself. And if not, we're going to keep it moving. Yeah, I think they're traveling. So we're going to hear from Dr. Eric next week. What I'm going to do real quick, I want to first bring you up, Phyllis, because as you share really what happened to you, I want to then really paint the picture on why they're going to need to want to go to their website, okay, on Cyber Monday and be one of the first 100 so they can experience what you've been able to experience over the last few weeks. So Phyllis Nash, our phenomenal CSO, if you can go ahead and share what's happened to you during this 21-day raw, intensive age reversal detox.
Oh, wow. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Well, I feel absolutely fantastic. As I said before, this is day 20, y'all. Day 20. So I got one more full day tomorrow. And I tell you, life was made so much easier because Lewis and I did it together. I could have never done it without him because he actually did all the juicing. If you saw my picture on Facebook and all the juices that we had, you're right, Melissa, bundles. It's like 1836 bundles for the 2 of us of kale and spinach. Can you guys believe that? But I want to just say that it's been a trying times, but I've never been hungry. in my head, I want something, but I've never been hungry. I've never craved. And actually last night, I went into a restaurant and sat there and someone had food and I had a salad. And I was okay with that. I wanted a glass of wine, but I didn't do it. So, as you go on and on, it gets easier for you to do it. And now I'm eating such a little bit because when you're eating raw, you don't need as much food. And when you're drinking the water, drinking the juice, again, you're not hungry. You're at least able to snack on nuts, pecans, almonds, and walnuts. And so I made myself really content. For the both of us, we went and we shopped a couple of times at Chicago Raw. So if you're here in Chicago, there are some things that you can have. And I don't know, I have to ask this question. You're not supposed to have nutritional yeast at all. So if you do decide to go to Chicago Raw, make sure you find out if they are using nutritional yeast in their food. But I just want to tell y'all, I'm just going to stand up and show you my waist has not been this small since my late 30s, early 40s. And I was just standing there and Louis said, wow, you are really slim. So tomorrow on our last day, almost our last day of this phenomenal month, I'm going to do a before and after, my before and my after, and see if I can sell me some flat belly bundles. But I'm excited for each and every one of you all that are going to do this. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more clarity. Your skin is going to become brighter. Just so many great things. And I went and had my labs done Friday, and they put them in my chart already. So I can see the difference. And I'm telling you, just getting healthier. And what is that, Melissa? Getting younger too? Yeah. I'm all for that. Myself and Louis together. So thank you. I'm almost one more day.
And do this for me, Phyllis, because that was awesome. But tell them about the phases, because I think, you said, she didn't jump into phase 3.
No, I sure didn't. And I think
that's phase 1 first, right? Yeah,
I think that's so important because I don't want people to say, oh, I can't do that. So when we did the Bitters Challenge back in was that May or April or something? I did participate, didn't do it fully. But then when we started the Flat Belly Challenge in August, I committed to that. So I was committed to doing that, and that worked for me. I was eating the right things. I was exercising. And then when we said, let's do the 21-day challenge, the raw cleanse, I was able to go into that. And again, if it hadn't been for Louis, when I saw all that juicing that had to be done, I couldn't have thought myself to do it. So he was committed because he's on a health journey also. So don't think that if you can't jump right into phase 3, I have a guest on the line, and that was one of her questions. I wouldn't recommend that for anybody, but I always want to do something that doesn't feel like I'm going to, pull my hair out and stuff. And this plan that we took was it was good because it just gradually took me. And when you get results, you're going to keep wanting to get results and keep doing it. So yeah, Melissa, that was important. I didn't start off with raw food, juices only. I started at the bitters, went into the phase 2, and then was ready for phase 3.
Wow. That's awesome, guys. So I wanted you to really pay attention to that because Phyllis, I'm telling you what, you look amazing. I'm so proud of you. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that do want to come into this for phase 3. Mm-hmm. But for those of you who are new, we don't want to scare you thinking you have to come into this and do it raw. There's several options and you can pick your option. So let's give it up for Phyllis. That was awesome and amazing.
Thank you.
I have a question on that. So I'm going to show you guys the answer to that question real quick. So one second, guys. Somebody asked a question. And so I'm going to share with you this real quick. They asked, how do they access the blood typing? So here's how you can figure out your blood test, okay? It's this test that we've been taking. You can order these off Amazon. They're going to be available on your website soon at a lower price than Amazon. So just know you're going to be able to buy it through your own website. But it's called the Eldon Blood Typing Kit. So it's something you can actually do at home. You can do it yourself. If you do live in Chicago, we've been doing those as a courtesy for the first few weeks just to get everybody, kicked off. So you're welcome. If you come to Atlanta, we're going to offer them as a courtesy again. So we are bringing with us some of the kits to Atlanta and do that courtesy test. As it relates to the book or the grocery list, you have to actually go inside of our Flat Belly Lifestyle page, and you can get the grocery list that work for your blood type. And so with that being said, guys, I got one more thing that I'm going to share with you guys, and then we're going to end this call. We're going to see if there's any questions. I've been looking through trying to find out if there are any questions. So anybody, if you unmute yourself, if there's something burning and urgent you need to ask, if I don't see them in the chat, but one moment. Let's do this real quick, because I know there's some guests and perhaps there's some questions. So let's just do this real quick. Okay, I'm going to share this. Okay, we're going to share that right there. Okay, great. So let's kind of go over it real quick, the next 4 steps for you guys. Let me just, one moment. Oops. There we go. Okay. Okay, so there's 4 steps. The first step is make sure you go to flatbellylifestyle.com and go and register so that you actually can submit your before and after pictures. You can officially be entered into the contest, okay? Step number 2, make sure you download our new grocery guide. You can actually get that right on our Facebook group page. So get with the person who invited you. They'll get that grocery guide to you. Step 3, make sure you order your blood test so that you can actually know your blood type. It's going to be more effective when you know your blood type so that you can know what foods work for and what foods work against. If you decide to go on the raw intensive, you're going to get a special grocery list. So just know that our grocery list is only for those of you in phase 1 and phase 2. If you're on phase 3, it's a special separate grocery list. So just know once you order your products, our doctors and coaches will reach out to you and get you all of the details. And so here's our focus, guys. Our focus and our goal is 1 million blood type tests. We really want to make this a movement that we take around the world because so many people are suffering. And a part of the reason they're suffering is they don't know they're eating foods that are working against their blood type, okay? Then we want to get 100,000 people to join us. We want to help get 10,000 scans. I'm super excited. In Atlanta, we're going to be doing scans on December the 2nd, every 30 minutes. In fact, I believe we have worked it out so that we can do at least 20 scans while we're there in Atlanta. We know that these scans are changing lives, and so we want to take this movement all around. We're going to come to Texas. We're going to come to Maryland. We're going to come to Massachusetts, Louisiana. We're going to bring this all around the United States. So don't worry. We will be in a city near you. In fact, we're actually training those of you who complete this 21-day program. The raw portion of the program, you're going to be the first to become coaches. So we're going to be training coaches in all the major cities so that we can continue to duplicate this. And these are the products, guys. These are the products that are actually launching on Cyber Monday on your very own website, okay? We have our liquid colonic, and that we call that the gut be gone, okay? Because it's going to really give you that flat belly. We have our mucus and parasite buster, and then we have our superfoods, okay? These are proprietary blends, and they hit your website. In fact, I believe the way it's going to be shown on your website, it's going to be Flat Belly 21-day cleanse, okay? So I think it's Flat Belly 21-day cleanse. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of this. Right now, you're able to get our detox for 21 days on your website. I believe the price is $199, but you're going to get 25% off. So you're going to be able to get that for $149. And so that's going to be a real exciting way for you to jumpstart this. Share this with your team. The first 100 people to purchase theirs, your package will be available for you this week. Other than that, we actually have the remaining 900 for January the 2nd. So if you want to really be a part of the first who can really jump into this so that you can be a coach, you can go through this whole program. Make sure you join your own website, okay? Visit your own website on Cyber Monday and be the first to go ahead and secure your order. And so with that said, I believe that's the last slide. Let me check real quick. Yep, that's the last slide. So again, I'm going to recap the 4 steps. And I'm going to open it up to see if there's any more questions. I'm going to look through the chat so that we can make sure we answer everybody's questions. So one moment. Let's see here.
Do you need an appointment for the scans?
Yes. So if you are in Atlanta, we've been doing appointments. And so basically, if you send me an email at melissa@wakana, I'll send you the openings. Right now, we have about 9 or 10 slots open. So we're still got space available. And if we find that we get more than that book, we do have 2 machines that we're bringing down. So we're going to possibly be able to do up to 30 scans. But right now we've committed to at least 20 scans while we're in Atlanta. So send that to me.
What's the difference in a cleanse, a detox, and a colonic?
Well, basically, when you think about the liquid colonic that we have, and you think about the fact that our body has become almost like a sewage system, right? And a lot of the cleanses that are out there, like we have a bitters, right? And the bitters is going to help stimulate certain reactions in the body. So that's a basic detox. It's like 4 days long. You're going to feel better. But at the end of the day, after those 4 days, it's not like you've had enough time to really deal with waste effectively. And so what Dr. Eric has found, in order for you to really effectively deal with waste, it's not just taking a supplement, right? See, supplements are just there to kind of help aid you in the process, but it's really about the raw food. And so this raw food that you're going to eat, it's going to help you to truly cleanse your body. And for some of us, for the first time, if we've never really been on a raw program, you might have done detoxes year after year after year, but guess what? I've never heard somebody on a detox that had cancer and said, oh, I got off my detox and my cancer is cured, right? Because supplements aren't there to really cure anything, right? Or reverse anything. What can reverse things is living food, right? And so what's great about their program is they really brought into this, the education on exactly what we should be eating. Because when we're eating raw living food, the body goes beyond just a basic detox where you lose a few pounds. It truly cleanses. It's like a colonic. If you've ever been to get your colon cleansed, where they actually do the irrigation and and there's garbage that's coming out of you, right? And sometimes you have pounds and pounds of toxic waste. Well, in order for you to do that at home, it's almost impossible if you're eating cooked food. And so the program that he's put together is really designed for all of us for the very first time to experience the deepest levels of cleansing. And I know Phyllis, you and Lou being a part of that, just to give you some examples, guys, we have mucus in our body, right? We have parasites in our body. And we need something different just to get the mucus and parasites out, right? And so we have a specific type of product that's going to get the mucus and parasites out. Do you know that you can have parasites that are in your body that are 25 feet long and you don't even know they're there? And those parasites are robbing you of your nutrients. A lot of people right now are not absorbing vitamins and minerals. When you get the scan, what Eric is finding are these high levels of deficiencies because we're not absorbing anything. And so with the mucus buster, and the parasite buster, it's a specific type of food that you're eating. It's a supplement. And what that does, it's going to get rid and remove the mucus. It's going to remove those parasites because until we get those out of our system, we can't even start digesting our nutrients properly, okay? And so that's a part of it. The other thing, so that's the eliminator. So when I look at this, I look at it this way. We got to, first of all, eliminate. We got to eliminate the mucus and we got to eliminate the parasites. So we get rid of those, okay? But now that we've done that, we still have what in our body? We have all of this excess waste.
Right.
And so with our cleanse, that 21-day program where you're going to take a very specific thing, it's that liquid colonic, it's going to do that deep, intensive removal of all the dead waste that's been living in us, for some of us, for decades, right? When you think about colon cancer, when they do autopsies of people with colon cancer, they often have 4 or 5 years worth of undigested meat in their colon, which is why people do what? They go get colon cleanses. And so our liquid colonic is designed to clean out the colon, just like you would go get a colonic, but you're going to do this over 21 days. And so once you finish that, what's the next step? It's getting the nutrients back in with superfoods. And so that's why we've added these 3 products, because they're going to do for you what nothing's done for you. Why? Because most people who've ever done a detox, no one's really told us, hey, you need to do it for at least 21 days, right? And so we're taking it to that higher level. And so that's why you see there's layers to this. It's not just a one size fits all. And with our particular program, there's going to be a little bit of detoxing because you're going to detox what the mucus and the parasites, but you're going to cleanse the colon. You're going to irrigate that colon so that your body is going to run efficiently. You're going to lose, sometimes people lose 12 pounds, within a couple of weeks doing this program. And so that's a great question. Hopefully that gave you a little bit more clarification. And with that said, if you have any more questions, just keep putting them in the chat. Let's see.
What about the coffee for type O's? Does that mean that we can't, us type O's, can we not have our coffee?
Oh, that's a great question. We talked about this last week. Also, I think it was last week.
That's Erica.
Oh, yes. And so type O, so here's how coffee works, right? The reason why type O's don't do well when they drink lots of coffee is because coffee is what? Is very acidic. And remember, type O's, you guys have high stomach acids, right? And because you have such high stomach acids, what does that lead to? It leads to ulcers and all sorts of things. And so when you're consuming and guzzling coffee, it just doesn't work well, because oftentimes you might develop acid reflux. You might notice that it's not working, and that's because you have high stomach acids. Now, what's great about a coffee like ours, we bring to the world what we call healthy coffee. For a lot of people that don't like the acidic, that get the acid reflux, you want something without all those high acids, something that actually has more nutrients. And so we actually use a green coffee bean that hasn't even been roasted. And so what it's bringing is it's bringing the antioxidants, lion's mane, right? A lot of the things that actually work opposite of regular coffee. And so that's why we call it more of a healthy coffee. And so if you're a type O, what we would suggest is limit yourself in the beginning to 1 cup. As long as you're finding that it's working well with your body, great. But if you are maybe suffering with ulcers and you have high stomach acids, sometimes we find type O's in their youth. You know, when they're 18 and 19, that's when their stomach acids are really, really high, okay? And they get the most amount of ulcers, right? When they're 18, 19, 20, 21, then you might want to limit it to every other day. But just know that one of the things we did differently with our coffee, it's not regular coffee. That's why it doesn't taste like coffee. People drink it, they're like, this doesn't taste like coffee. It's more like a superfood coffee. So hopefully that clarifies it, but you still got to work it within your own body, because again, the issue with coffee is not so much coffee, because coffee is high in antioxidants. The issue is the acids. So if you can lower the acids, it becomes a healthier coffee for even type O's. Let's see, what else?
So, Melissa.
Okay.
Okay.
Go on.
So this is Margaret Dorsey. So I just wanted to share how exciting all of this is. So I'm around and I watch and I listen, and I came and got my scan last Tuesday, and last whatever. I'm so excited. I can't remember the day. Was it Thursday or Tuesday? And I was so impressed with everything that you guys talked about. You've been talking about for 6 weeks on these calls, these Zooms, from Eric Prince explaining, from us going through the different phases. And then when I had my scan, I got my blood type for the first time that I knew I'm O positive. And when I sat and got that scan and the colors came up and it was described to me what was going on in my body, I was so excited. I was fascinated. I was impressed. Sharon sat there and she gave me some suggestions immediately that I can incorporate into my lifestyle. Not, even doing the detox stuff yet. I need to increase my cardio. She said I need yoga. I hate yoga. I'm sorry for anybody who does it. But she said, what do you do with your stress? I was like, I don't know. I have a schedule. I just keep going. She said, you need to slow down. And these were just practical things that she told me that I'm incorporating already into my life. Increase my cardio and alkaline water, cut back on my dairy and meat. I mean, it's just like I'm finding out, just on the tidbit how, and that was just a casual review of the scan, what the scan kicked out right with me sitting there. So now if I want to get deeper, I know that I can go further, but I am so pleased, and I just really wanted to share on this call how impressed I am and how great this is. My son is coming, his wife is coming, my girlfriend is coming. They all have appointments now for the scans because it's been so practical and people understand it and need it. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Wow, and I can relate to that, Margaret, because after I did mine, and then you're calling your friends, they want to get theirs done. I called my son, him and his wife and the kids drove all the way up to get their scan. After they got their scan, he got on the phone, he called his cousin, his friends. He said, y'all need to come to Chicago. He's got like 4 people driving to Chicago for their scan. It's powerful. It's life-changing, right? And that is so great that you shared that. So thank you so much. Awesome. Amazing. And somebody said about losing weight, Phyllis. Did you see that one?
Yeah, they wanted to know because of sarcoidosis, they've just lost 12 pounds. And one of the things I like to say is that I haven't really lost a lot of weight. What I have done is lost inches. So I really think the body does what it needs to do for you. Even though I was eating raw and everything, I didn't lose a ton of pounds, but definitely I lost inches. And when you lose inches, that means you're losing the fat and, you know, and the waist.
Wow.
And Melissa, you can, I just wanted to give mine, but you can give the,
Right. No, that was great. And what I will say to that too is, I don't know what state you're in, if you're in Illinois where you can come get the scan, because what we find with most chronic disease, you know, a lot of times we're losing weight because our bodies are not really absorbing the nutrients. And so we get into muscle wasting, a lot of things happen. So I would encourage you to come if you're in driving distance to Atlanta.
she's in Illinois.
She's in Illinois, so come get the scan. So one, we could figure out what's happening. Are you dealing with a lot of nutritional deficiencies? Why are you losing weight like that? Because the body will keep losing weight until we correct the issue, right? It's like Phyllis said, when the body's healthy, it's only going to lose what it needs to lose. It's not going to just keep losing weight. But when you're constantly losing weight, there's something going on that we need to correct. So I would say this probably would be something perfect for you to come and see Dr. Eric, to come and see Sharon, so they can put you on a plan to ensure that your body is not just randomly losing weight and you're able to maintain a healthy weight, okay?
They're trying to find out what they need to do to get tested in Atlanta.
Oh, great, great. So all you need to do is send an email to melissa@wakana.com. I've already sent the schedule out, so if you send that now, I'll get that to you guys so that everyone could let me know what time slot works for you. We put you in the time slot, and then we'll have you on the list so that you get emailed and all the great details surrounding that. So,
and are the scans available in Albany, New York?
Not yet, but we are definitely coming to Albany, New York. I was actually, had the pleasure of being in Albany, and we were able to do the blood type testing. So everyone was able to learn their blood type. And it was interesting, Phyllis, because I was thinking there's gonna be all these O's because that's the dominant blood type, especially for African Americans. But there were a lot of B's and there were a lot of A's, and some of them knew they were all B's because they were all dealing with the same chronic kind of issues. And a lot of them were heavy chicken eaters. They were heavy crab and shrimp and seafood. And it was just amazing how telling your blood type is, and how it almost gave me goosebumps. I'm like, that's just unreal that they're all dealing with some of the same diseases, eating the same type of foods, and we're seeing what it's doing on the body. So yeah, so we'll figure out the schedule for Albany, for Texas, for Florida, any major market that we're in. We are committed to getting there to scan, guys. So we will get there.
And how to make an appointment? Yeah, what is the cost?
So basically, when you come and get the scan, you're not necessarily paying for the scan. It's really the supplements that you're going to need to add to your regimen for you to complete your 21-day program. So the scan right now is free because you guys are all a part of the test group. But let's say you buy product, then you're going to end up spending money for the product. Okay.
So Marilyn wants to know, her clients want to start the plant-based Flat Belly 2.0, and she wants to know, can you use that same menu from Lifestyle 1.0? No, because it's plant-based and raw on your 2.0 for sure.
Right. Well,
So
2.0 has 3 options though.
Yeah.
So you have 3
Okay.
options on the 2.0.
Okay.
Like not everybody's going to go to the level 3, but there's level 1, 2.
Okay.
Stay there. And so it's cleaned up from the last version. So the last version, remember, the grocery list didn't identify blood typing.
Right.
So 2.0, what it's doing is, here's the new grocery list. And so what's different is now identifying blood typing. So if you just want to do blood typing and that's it, you're phase 1. So that's what your clients could utilize. If you want to go all, no animal meat, no dairy, you're phase 2. And if you want to do what Phyllis has just done, go completely raw on the 2.0, you're just completely raw. But not everybody's going to do it that way. But the whole program is, we're launching this 2.0. So.
Okay. I'm glad to know that. I didn't know. Makes it a lot easier.
Right. Yeah, because we want everyone to get healthier, even if it's not at the highest level.
Oh yeah, I actually, like, again, I wouldn't have done this phase 3 from start, from the very beginning. I don't think I would have been that courageous, but to be able to go through the other things was great.
So how do you make your appointment? So we've told you that. So hopefully you guys are sending that in. can we use this recipes? Now, here's the thing though, with the recipes, guys, for the new Lifestyle 2.0, you can technically use the recipes from the previous one as long as you're using the ingredients from the new one, right? Because the important thing with 2.0 is we're paying attention to our blood type. So that's the biggest difference. We know that that's what's going to make the big impact when we're eating according to our blood type. So if you have some recipes that you loved from that previous cookbook, then what you need to do is just make sure they match up to your blood type, okay? And if they match up to your blood type, you're fine, okay?
I think you got them.
Got it. Okay, perfect. So email me, yeah. When we would be in Maryland. Maryland's coming too. We don't have a date yet, but Diane, we want to get there too. So we're gonna make sure we write all these cities and states down.
I see.
Oh, thank you, Deborah. And Diana Green says she's in Illinois. Wonderful. I think we got everything right, Phyllis.
I think we got all of them.
Awesome.
All the questions. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, it was awesome hanging out with you guys today. I'm glad you guys all showed up. I tell you what, it just shows you people are hungry for this. Next Sunday, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this called Big. Okay, we're gonna have a big promo, and we're gonna have it packed out to capacity. So get prepared. It's gonna be at 5 p.m. And so we just want to invite you back with your guests for next Sunday. Okay, 5 p.m. East or Central, right? 5 p.m. Central. Hey, we're ready for Texas too. Okay, Michelle, I'm coming to Texas. You know, Gigi been counting me every day. She's like, Melissa, come to Texas for Eric. I'm like, we're going to get there, guys. We're getting there.
Okay, guys.
Okay, guys. Well, let's go. I think, Phyllis, it's time for us to make a healthy meal. So I'm going to.
Yes, I'm on my way. I got my mock tuna and my juice already. So yeah, and I've got my romaine lettuce and red tomato. I mean, not tomatoes, bell peppers and onions. You're going to use a lot of purple onions, guys. I haven't used any white onions at all. So all purple onions. Yeah.
I got plenty
Melissa. Melissa and Phyllis, is next Sunday, are we having the what kind of university or?
Oh, you know what? 7:30, guys. I'm glad you said that. You're right, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
7:30.
No problem.
December.
Oh my God, December, my goodness, Lord. Oh, well, heck, what did I say? Can you imagine I didn't eat any turkey? Now, I do want some turkey. I did think about turkey.
We'll find you some turfruti. So there's some turfruti.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to eat now, though. See you guys. Thank you.
See you guys.
Thank you for my guests showing up.
Yep, next Sunday, 7:30, guys, 7:30 p.m.
Go get that bundle so you can be ready.
Yes.
All right, bye.